Hello. Welcome to my lovely home. As you can see, it is very rainy out tonight, but tonight we will be reading some Homestuck. Hello, chat members. Ignore this, by the way. You may be wondering about this. Well, I have a spatial field up to keep my raving fans outside. They love me so much, they'll even stand out in the rain for me. I can even hear Sheepy outside. But that's why I used my massive amount of wealth that I gathered from having Ryan Phantom Homestuck streams to build you all that gazebo. I painted it green, of course, your favorite color. You love house-shaped things colored green, don't you? As you can see, I've collected all of my Homestuck themed things. This is not all of them, it's just what I could fit on this nightstand. I've amassed my collection of Homestuck books. As you can see, 1 through 6 of them, you know, they're probably never gonna make another one. Isn't that right, Viz? Anyways. Can we get a close-up of your plushies? Absolutely. Here you are. Sorry, I have to crane my neck to press the hotkeys because my keyboard will not reach. You see, I do not use a poor man's keyboard with a long cord. I only use a rich man's keyboard with the shortest cord available. 3 feet. This is, of course, my collection. Again, not my entire collection. I own vast amounts of Homestuck merch. As you can see. Cat from Homestuck. I know its name. This blue man. Turtle. Jeff, and everyone's favorite, Casey. And this one, of course, is Nepeta. And this, right here, was made by, an old acquaintance. This is Peppermint Snout. An old Scalemate, custom made, and everyone's favorite Homestuck character. Back to the Future 2 mug. That's right, specifically Back to the Future 2. Why they would make merch for just Back to the Future 2, I'll never understand, but I own 2 of these mugs, and it's got a hoverboard handle, so you know what? That's fine. Can you show us the unreleased books? That's forbidden knowledge. All I know is that Viz, because of the 15th, Viz has got some stuff in the works, okay? That's all you need to know. I, of course, am wearing one of my many Homestuck shirts. Rose and Kanaya. So anyways. And also, Back to the Future socks. Because, as you all know, my massive amounts of wealth have led me to this wonderful home. I am no stranger to Homestuck lore. I know everything. You can ask me any question, I will tell you with 100% accuracy, but another one of my favorite things is, of course, the film series, Back to the Future. Is this a Q&A? No, but that's not a bad idea. I am free to answer any of your questions. Ryan, what is Jane Crocker's birthday? That would, of course, be April 20th. He is, of course, correct. As he is about everything. Why did Dirk do that? Because he is an incel. And Chad pilled. Next question. Why in Act 3 does John say he hates Back to the Future, but watched it anyways? It's because John is an idiot. It's the same as John's? Yes, that means John's birthday is, of course, 4/20 as well. Yes. Now, you may be wondering what we're doing here. You may be wondering. We will be getting a visit, hopefully soon, from a friend of mine who is calling in from a very far away, undisclosed location at a cafe. And we will soon be getting a call about that, but you may be wondering what we're doing here besides that. What is it like being the creator of Homestuck? Well, I can't take all the credit for that, can I? I didn't merely create Homestuck, I gave Andrew Hussey all of the wealth he needed to finish the comic, especially when it reached that rough patch. Yes, we all know when they were horribly robbed of their money, supposedly, while making Hive Swap. Not for another half an hour. That's fine. We can begin. It was so nice of you to let Hussey into your basement to work on home. Yes. Famously, as we all know, I live in Massachusetts in this wonderful, wonderful estate with the force field that keeps out the riffraff. Famously, Andrew Hussey worked on it in my lower basement. And underneath that basement is my second basement, where Toby Fox worked on Undertale. Thank you for saving the poor orphaned Homestuck. You're welcome. You're welcome, chat member. I know all of your names, by the way, but you will be referred to by chat member. Loyal viewers. Is it true your estate was modeled after Rose Lalonde's mansion? No, Rose Lalonde's mansion was modeled after my estate, of course. As a thank you from Andrew Hussey. I bought these all to, I forgot to share the Tumblr link. Just realized, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But anyways, I'll share that on the first BRB. With all that streamer money, can I borrow $5? Of course. 500 for my good, the little people. My good friend, Randy Dougal. Randy Dougal, you can have as many monies as you want. I am, of course, very rich. So, you may be wondering what we're doing here. You may be saying to yourself, Ryan, we've all read Homestuck. We all know what happens in Homestuck. Well, I've got something special for you. There's something that maybe you haven't read. Maybe you've been avoiding it for a while. That's right, it's not any of these. No, of course not. I've got something special. Let me peek into my drawer of tricks here. Oh. What? My God. My God. What is this? Oh my God. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. It's the Homestuck epilogues. Why, I haven't cracked this open in a dog's year. My God. Forgot I even had this. You know, I own many things, so it's hard to remember what I've bought and what I have not. This sat on my shelf for many a year. Sat right next to my Kamen Rider manga collection. And my Gravity Falls Journal number 3. Stuck right in the middle. Easy to forget about the Homestuck epilogues. They are, of course, a bit of a, what's the word? Black sheep in the family. But, maybe, just maybe, we'll crack this open. We'll let the spider webs out. The spiders and the skeletons out of this book. Don't you leave. You come back here. You come back here, you bitch. Don't you see? Randy Dougal, we've been friends for many a year. Uncountable amounts. You get back here. My glasses are getting fogged up because you're making me cry. Come back here. I swear it's not as bad as you think. I oversaw every moment of the writing of this book. Every second, I stood over Andrew Hussey's shoulder and I said, make it better, do better. No, it's not bad, it's good. I remember reading this. I was reading this Easter morning. The year it fucking came out. I was reading this Easter morning with my family gathered around on my phone, and I was fucking bewildered at how fucking bad it was. I'm sorry, I don't know what happened to me there. Let's crack this open. And have a look-see and see if it's really as bad as we remember. I'm going to need some more scotch. Anyways. We are, of course, going to start with the Lord's favorite. Meat. Hold on. Meat. Goodbye, Melisong. Can I say something off the record right now? Why the fuck is the cable for the keyboard so fucking short? It's like 2 goddamn feet. I have to put it behind everything because, look, this is the maximum length. This is as far as I can bring it. And I refuse to buy wireless, sorry. Because I'm not replacing batteries every 2 goddamn seconds. Do they make a chargeable keyboards? That would be great. Because then I could just have it plugged in all the time, and when I actually need it unplugged, I could bring it over here. I should look into that. Anyways, I have lots of money, so I can, of course, buy any keyboard I like. I just choose wired because batteries are really expensive. I have standards, yes. Base, but why did you not check the cable length? Well, I buy this at... This keyboard is worth more than your life, Discount Demons. Yes. I bought this at the highest end. This is, of course, this is a gamer keyboard from, Razer. That's the company. This is a Razer keyboard. I have turned off the lights because I am not some generic pleb who likes RGB. And my finger's not covering anything in particular. I bought this for $20 million. Let's put that there. Anyways, I'm not delaying. I do not need a donation. I do not need anything. I do not need anything from you. It's the wrong button. Chat. It is time to read. Oh, by the way, I'm wearing my famous Homestuck themed hat. That's right, the one that says, protect trans kids. Chat, I think this man is wasting away in his mansion. No. I know that all of the news outlets have been trying to cover this. They've been trying to oust me. They're saying, we haven't seen Ryan for 2 or 3 years. Where is he? They're always outside banging on the gates. Rumors have come out that maybe when I put up this special shielded field, that maybe I'm locked inside, but no. Maybe only food can pass in and out. No. I'm good. I'm alright. Yes, Juno. Juno, I know about that because Isu told me, because Isu was watching that stream and said, why is the VTuber I like talking about Homestuck? Are you saying he's Homestuck? No, I know the news is coming out. I am not stuck in my home. I know that all of the journalists are eating up the possibility of using that tagline for the article. Okay? Brian, your mansion looks like Chuck McGill's house at the end of season 3. Okay, that one got me. All right. Okay. Listen, just because I ripped out all the electrical units trying to shut down this field doesn't mean I'm anything like Chuck McGill. I wish I'd got one of those heated, the fucking blankets that crinkles. Oh my god. I didn't wipe my glasses, sorry. Sorry. Also, there's not enough fire for this to be Chuck McGill's house. Okay, enough stalling. And enough rumors about whether or not I'm stuck in this home by this morphogenic field or whatever this is. The Homestuck epilogues. Let us begin. You are greeted with a picture of meat, of course, on this side. The Homestuck epilogues. Meat. The Homestuck Epilogues, Andrew Hussey, Cepheid Variable, and C-Stet. Additional contributions by Lalo and Aisha. Rating, mature. Category, F/F, F/M, M/M, multi and other. Fandom, Homestuck. Characters, John Egbert, Rose Lalonde, Dave Strider, Jade Harley, Jane Crocker, Roxy Lalonde, Jake English. Everyone, just everyone, you know them. Content warnings. Graphic depictions of violence. Major character death. Don't want to read that one. The economy. Xenophobia. Pregnancy. Alternate universe. Mind control. Don't want to read that one. Breastfeeding. It's bad. The book is bad. Don't read it. Chippy has donated $413, a mere drop in the barrel. Thank you for the $4.13 million donation, Sheepy. Content warnings, everything, by the way. It's literally... There's ones in here for fucking religion and starvation and clown dynamics. It's bad. It's bad. Here, look. Yeah, Discount Demons, look. Look, the first page of this fucking book is just a picture of an AO3. Let us begin. It starts with a crack. Everything else rises up like that from, like, good start. Everything rises up from that like steam, a trembling thread that cuts through space and jagged lines, splintering the void into razor-sharp shards of putrefying leptons and quarks popping apart like raw eggs in a microwave. That's a Star Trek DS9 joke for you. It's coming undone the subatomic level, from the bottom up, from the inside out. From the top down, it looks like the eye of a storm, a black hole so supermassive that it spans the width of eternity. It turns infinity into something as thin and fragile as cellophane, shreds it of its dimensions, a piece of paper pinched together at either end, a hole poked through it. At the center of that hole, the edges can be heard fraying, pandemonium, as continuity buckles in the middle of the two ends, and the two ends come smashing together. Around the hole, ghosts scream. They claw at the dying borders of their dreams with fingernail chipping desperation. They whip together like the wind, trailing the mutilated streaks of their hypothetical futures with them. It's a multifactual neon cyclone of primordial conclusion, a churning blender of hyperfinal, catastrophically terminal, overwhelmingly permanent double death. The screaming distorts and plunges low as it gets closer to the cavity. The Frayer. At the center, that distortion turns into an eerie music. That's where the cacophony ends. The shattering, the screaming, the squelching, the sounds of elemental particles being torn apart like string cheesed, shoved through a meat grinder. I know the meat grinder very well. If you were in a meat grinder, and you went in, and only an eyeball came out, I know about it. Your room is super comfy. Thank you. Yes, this is my palatial mansion. Very expensive. Ah. Feel the warmth. And of course, my shield. Keep the riffraff out. It all returns to the same tonic dominant, matching pitch and tone, ironing out the rebellious flats and sharps until the discordance becomes quite exquisite, a subharmonic symphony that can only be heard in the bones, At the dead center of the event, it is extremely quiet. A silence made of all the suffering that limitless sempiternity can hold. Bleeding together until the prism turns to obsidian. It's too vast to comprehend, too black to behold without closing your eyes. Retreating to the back of your own eyelids is to seek the comfort of a familiar darkness. It is to reject an absolute tenebrosity to perfectly alien. It threatens to rip the humanity right through your eye sockets. This is the end of everything. This is the end of paradox space. You wake up. Your name is John Egbert, and you have just had a terrible, deeply pretentious nightmare. You snap out of your bed, soaked in sweat, your heart hammering like a fire alarm. It is just as you feared. You've been dreaming in anime again, and you have no idea what it could mean. Look outside just to make absolutely sure the world is not ending. The sun is coming through. The sun is coming in through your window, in bars of soft yellow. The only sound you can hear for miles is the wind skimming the hollows of your neighbors' pipe homes. It's a normal day in Salamander Village. Like this fellow right here. Which you refer to as Salamander Village, because the damned salamanders never bothered to give this village a name, you guess. Absolutely nothing of note has ever happened here in the entire history of the planet, which you would know because you created it. Beside your pillow, your phone is vibrating. Rose is calling. The screen of your phone reads 9:30 a.m., April 13th, and also the number 46, which is how many text messages your friend left you while you were sleeping. A bit excessive, even for her. Now, if you guys will allow, I am going to do some character voices. A la an audiobook of sorts. I hope you won't mind. Answer the phone. Since when are you known to operate your telephone? Since, I don't know. Has it really been that long since I called? I can't remember the last time. Neither can I. Anyways, what's up? First of all, happy birthday. Oh, yeah, thanks. Fuck, I forgot. Am I correct in presuming this April 13th will be as uneventful as last? Yeah, I don't want to do anything this year. I hope that's okay. Of course it's okay. It's your birthday after all. Rose? Yes? You wander to the window and watch the salamanders go about their day. All over the neighborhood, the little dad salamanders are putting on their little rumpled hats and picking up their little suitcases and kissing their little families goodbye for the day. You've always been confused about what exactly they contribute to the global economy, but it's pretty cute how much they love playing at being suburban businessmen. The silence over the phone is growing awkward. You've stalled long enough. You decide to just come out and say it. I've been dreaming in anime again lately. I have no idea what it can mean. I see. It's horrible every time. I don't mean because anime is bad or anything. It's not that. Whenever I have these dreams, everything's breaking apart. Billions of people are screaming and dying. I mean, dying permanently. Not the kind of bullshit dying we've been doing a lot over the years. A couple yards over, a salamander blows an astounding spit bubble. Truly one for the books. Your eyes trace its meandering journey into the sky as you gather your thoughts. What do you think it all means? What do I think what means? Why do you think it means that I've been dreaming in anime? I don't have the slightest idea what it means that you've been dreaming in anime, John. To be honest, You wait for Rose to finish her thought. She doesn't, which is troubling because you have never known Rose to leave a thought unfinished in over 10 years of acquaintance. You suppose it's possible it may have happened one of the times she died. You wouldn't bet on it, though. What's stuck in? Greetings, chat member. Welcome to Homestuck Masterpiece Theater. Rose? Are you okay? Not exactly. What's wrong? I think my condition's been getting worse lately. Condition? It's why my messages probably sounded urgent. You left 46 messages. Yes, they were all urgent. Oh. I don't think I can wait much longer before telling you. I held out for as long as I could. I figured your birthday was as good a time as any to let you know. Let me know what? It's crept up on me these last couple of years. Gradually enough to ignore as it was happening, but I can't anymore. Lately, the visions have been overwhelming. Visions? John, I have terrible headaches these days. Talking on the phone doesn't help at all. Would you mind flying to my apartment so we can continue this in person? Oh. Yeah, you mean now? Yes. Now is the time. I've put it off long enough. You move the phone away from your ear and assume an expression you haven't practiced in years. It is the look of a man who actually has something to do. Holding the phone directly in front of your face, you speak into the receiver. Okay, I'm on my way. Bye, Rose. As you hang up the phone, a familiar feeling settles over you. A feeling of standing? Standing and being alone in your bedroom as a young man. On your birthday. You swear you felt this feeling before. It's almost like a young man stands alone in his bedroom. It just so happens that today, the 13th of April, on this young man's birthday. Oh, is this young man's birthday? That was 23 years ago when he was given life, 10 years ago when he was given a name. It feels like it is only today he will begin to understand what that all means. That young man is you, John Egbert. What will you do? I'll take this moment to take a brief reprieve as I check something real quick that I forgot to do earlier. One moment. Now it is time for a quick segment called Ryan Reads the First Tumblr Post He Sees on His Dashboard. This one was reblogged by our own chat member, Nat. I just took my beautiful daughter, Claritin, out to dinner, and the contemptuous SJWs at the Taco Bell have slipped testosterone with her Crunchwrap Supreme. I have returned. Welcome back to my theater of the mind. Chapter 2. When you arrive at Rose's apartment, you find her asleep on the couch. You slide the balcony door open, quietly. Rose? Her eyes flutter open. She looks like a ghost, not the kind of ghost that looks and acts exactly like an alive person. How long have I been sleeping? I don't know. I just got here. Are you okay? I'll be fine. That looks like a lot of pills you're taking there. Yeah. It's not what you're thinking, though. What am I thinking? These are controlled substances that have been prescribed by a legitimate doctor to ease the symptoms of my condition. I am using them only as instructed. Okay. So there's nothing to worry about. But you said you have a condition. Isn't that bad? You watch her rise in stages. Her arm is trembling where she's bracing it on the couch. Oh. Yes. The condition itself is not ideal, obviously, and perhaps it does constitute something to worry about. In the context of a different conversation, all I'm trying to say is, I'm not backsliding, if that's what you're wondering. You spend several pregnant moments. Oh, pregnant! That's why that warning was there! It's not why that warning was there. I wish that's the reason why the warning was there. You examine Rose's supine, languid form on the couch, optimistic that she will continue speaking any moment now. I struggled with substance abuse for a while years ago. Remember? This is meat, by the way. Rose, Jesus, I wasn't gonna accuse you of being a drug addict. And I didn't fly over here to give you an intervention. It sounded like you had some important stuff to tell me. The fact that you've also seemed to be sick is more than a little alarming. I would also like to point out that out of this music that's been playing, 3 of the songs so far have been featured in the movie Trading Places with Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy. And I'm able to pick that out because I watch it every year. I wouldn't say I'm sick, just having spectacularly debilitating headaches as a result of my visions becoming more frequent. Oh, yeah. The prologue parts on both sides. Oh, you might be right about that. Hold on. Yeah, it is. What are these visions you're having? I'm a seer of light, John. I know. So you mean, like, your standard psychic visions about the future and stuff? What's gonna happen? Should we be worried? It doesn't technically pertain to the future. Well, not our future. My abilities have broadened considerably beyond their previous horizon. They shed light on many unseen events, past, present, future, in realities and frames of reference that have no intersection with ours at all. It seems to be an unfortunate side effect of God-tier abilities. They can advance at a rate beyond one's physical ability to keep up with. Fortunately, it doesn't seem to be happening to anyone other than me. Anyways, he's Aykroyd-pilled. Yes, he's one of my favorite actors. I think he is quite the genius. I have many bottles of his Crystal Head vodka in my basement. Yeah, can't say I've noticed anything like that, or improvement in my powers for that matter. It's not about gaining additional power, so much as the gradual dissolving of the boundaries between your own awareness and that of your many doomed selves who perished in other timelines. My dear! This is one of my favorite songs! This one, if I may say, is a banger. Featured in one of my favorite films, The Truman Show. Quite lovely. Quite. It's a slow and apparently rather uncomfortable accretion of my knowledge. Perhaps I'm the only one to notice any change, since my aspect explicitly relates to knowledge. Go off, Grandpa. I guess I guess that all makes sense. So what are these visions showing you? Many things. They're quite disjointed, sometimes hard to rearrange into coherence. But in totality, I have pieced together a greater understanding of our present situation and all the events that led us here. You watch Rose stagger to her feet and cross the apartment. At the kitchenette, she knocks back another pill with a practiced motion, no water. Her vacant stare drills into the countertop as she quietly waits for the medication to take effect. And? And what? What is it about our situation that you wanted to tell me? Is it bad? Good and bad are words that don't mean anything beyond a certain threshold of mortal consideration. There's a different scale I've come to understand. Another dichotomy that's less emotional, I guess. Consider instead of the word good, using the word essential. And what exists at the opposite polarity from essential is something that is best not to contemplate. What are you talking about? This sounds fucked up. Yes, it sounds like a reaction you would definitely have to the things I'm telling you. I really should cut it out and just start from the beginning. I'd like to point out, I don't think I ever brought this up on stream, but somebody left a comment on one of my Your Turn to Die YouTube videos recently with a quote from me, and they were like mad about it. I said this in Your Turn to Die. I said, it was something along the lines of, I just read all of that and wasn't listening. And they're like, how could you read all that and not like absorbed it? You're reading it. Don't you know what you're doing? You're reading it. It's like, no. That's what this is. I'm reading it, but it's autopilot. My brain's not absorbing this shit. It's the epilogues! Sorry. Sorry about that. I'm rich and fancy, and this is my special shield to keep out the riffraff. And I'm not trapped in my house! I'm not stuck here. I can get out of the shield anytime I want. Oh, yes, I suppose new chat members wouldn't know. I have a special shield that keeps all of my fans out of my rich, palatial estate. It's protect me, the richest human on the face of the planet, maybe in the universe. I am, of course. I'm worth 10 more billion dollars. And 5 Dogecoin. Yes, and of course it keeps up the 5G. We all know that's what caused coronavirus. You follow Rose to the balcony. She raises a hand and points direct. That's why I've never had coronavirus. I have this shield. Protects me. You follow Rose to the to the balcony. You follow Rose to the balcony. She raises a hand and points directly into the clear blue sky. And she points with purpose, as if to say, there, right there, precisely, is where the green sun would be, if it still existed. The green sun is gone. What? It's been destroyed, at least from the current frame of reference it has. It still existed, and therefore, in a way that's hard to explain, currently exists, over a nearly infinite span of time, presiding over the birth and death of the countless universes. But in this universe, our universe, is not one of them. You saw this in a vision? No. Jade told me. She did? How does she know? She can't draw from its power anymore. She no longer has the ability of a first guardian. Yes, of course, the morphogenic fields. I know all about them. It has been this way for several years. I suspect she has kept this fact on the down low, however. That's surprising, I guess? Or maybe not. I don't know. It's not like she tells me a whole lot these days. It's also not like she's had any particular need to unleash the full fury of the Green Sun. Not while she's been gallivanting around with Dave and Carcat under whatever perplexing social arrangement they have settled on. Anyway, her account of the sun's destruction syncs up with the data supplied by my visions. I have no doubt it's gone. How did that happen? It doesn't matter much, for our purposes. There was a cataclysmic event, a suicide strike by a very powerful being, much like the one Dave and I attempted once upon a time. But it turned out the explosive force we released was only a catalyst, a causal gesture. What was needed to destroy the sun was a consumptive assault. Consumptive? The entire sun was swallowed by a supermassive black hole. I digress, though. Black hole sun, won't you come? Wash away the rain. It's one of my favorite classic tunes. It's from a long time ago. The far-off year of 1999, I think? I think? Yes, by that band, Garten of Ben. You press your eyes shut, just for a moment. Behind them, you see a black hole so supermassive that it spans the width of eternity. You quickly open your eyes again and pretend to forget what you just saw. There's really no route through this expository garden path. Garden path that will adequately cushion you from the bottom line, John. You will need to travel back into canon and defeat Lord English. You shrug and try to look casual. You pull off the most casual shrug that a guy has ever shrugged when being presented with the inevitability of his own fate. If Rose were looking at you right now, she would be totally convinced that you are approaching this topic with a level of nonchalance that is entirely plausible and genuine. You're sure of it. Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to come up someday. I'm sure we all did. That is, even those of us without visions. I was doing my best not to think about it. I guess we can't put it off any longer then. Now is the time. We are rapidly approaching a point of no return. If the decision isn't made soon, it will be too late. The issue will no longer matter. When exactly is the point of no return? Today. What? Wow. Okay then. First, one question. Why? Why what? Why do I need to go back and beat him? I mean, sorry if this is a stupid question. I guess he's just a huge, awful monster. And that's just what you're supposed to do with huge, awful monsters. Take them down for their crimes and such. But why does he actually need to be defeated at all? To be honest, it's been years since we've even bothered thinking about any of this. And everything seems... Take a look around and survey the current status of all life on Earth, which is totally possible to do from the vantage point of a single apartment balcony. Fine? Of course everything's fine here. We're outside of canon now. Yeah, I know. What does that actually mean, though? Are you saying this isn't really happening? Of course it's happening. Just because certain events take place outside of canon, it doesn't mean those events are non-canon. Oh. In other words, there is an important distinction between events which can be considered to occur inside canon, outside canon, and those which are not canon at all. We've heard this fucking song like 3 times, by the way. This is a compilation called Classical Songs to Make You Smarter. I shit you not. I googled classical music. And I'm starting to think that it's just fucking repeating the same 5 songs over and over again. It's the first time I'm hearing the epilogue for real right now. Yeah, well, we haven't even gotten to it. This is still the prologue. This is on meat and candy. This is just the teaser. If we make it through the prologue before this stream ends, it'll be a fucking miracle. Yeah, my brain's getting too big. Hold on. There's another song from Trading Places. Hold on. Okay. The day we went through that door and claimed our reward, we passed a threshold between continua, marked by differing degrees of relevance, truth, and essentiality. Those are the 3 pillars of canon. What? Well, that would involve me getting up, Doodles, and I'm not doing that. Rose shoots you an irritated look. You know what that look means. It's reserved for the sort of bozo who just said what once too often. Any event said to take place inside canon will have non-zero values of relevance and essentiality, while maintaining an absolute foundation in truth by definition, whereas events outside canon have diminished values of relevance and essentiality, or for the most part can be considered neither relevant nor essential at all. But such events can't be said to be untrue either. Instead, it's better to regard their truth value as highly conditional. Are you still following? Say, oh yeah, totally. Oh, yeah, totally. So to be clear, everything that's taken place here on Earth C since we've exited canon can be considered completely irrelevant, and for the most part, absolutely inessential. Yet none of it can be called untrue. At least, up until precisely today. Okay. My husband gave me COVID. Can Homestuck retaliate against him? Frogs! I'm sorry, Frogs. That sucks. Why are they breaking the 4th wall? That's... It's Homestuck, Revy. I don't know how to explain it. What does non-canon mean? Events that are formally non-canon have no truth whatsoever by definition. They may have relevance and essentiality values that are non-zero or even quite high, but only as projections along the imaginary axis resulting from highly subjective frames of reference. But due to those events having no truth, thus carrying no real weight, the other properties are basically rendered meaningless. Yeah, I just realized from Rammy's standpoint, Rammy has never read Homestuck. This is all gibberish. All of it. You can feel your eyes go wide as the gears in your head slow to a stop. The implications of what Rose is saying are vast, as they are completely incomprehensible. Your mind has just been blown. Squiggle! Greetings from my palatial estate. Have a seat. And by have a seat, of course, I mean have a seat in the gazebo outside. I've made seats for all of you. There is, of course, a loudspeaker projecting all this to you. John, are you okay? Your pupils have gone quite wide, thereby facilitating the appearance that your mind has just been blown. Sorry, I'm just trying to wrap my head around all this. You of all people really should have an intuitive grasp over these concepts already. You're the one with the retcon powers, after all. I know, just... like, I mostly get it. I think. I just wouldn't have thought to put all of this in such a jargony way. Sorry, that's kind of what I do. I attack the gazebo. Guards! Kill that motherfucker! It's fine. I'm just a bit rusty is all. Feels like it's been so long since I did, or even thought about anything that mattered at all. Yes, the longer we live outside canon, the more tenuous our relationship with canon becomes, hence the urgency. Then, what's going to happen if we keep dragging our feet? I mentioned that events outside canon have a truth value that tends to be conditional, remember? Hello, Nox. Noxamillion? Welcome. One of my longest and oldest friends. You, of course, know that me being one of the richest men in the history of the world, I have let you step inside this home once, maybe twice. Can you bring me a pizza? I'm very hungry. Everyone! Everyone stop listening. Cover your ears for a moment, except for Knox. Knox, I've been trapped in here for 3 weeks, and I think they're starting to catch on. I can't get past the shield. I have the shield to keep out the riffraff, but it actually keeps out the riffraff, and it keeps me in. I'm stuck in my home. Help. Okay! You can uncover your ears now! Well, I did. But let me put it another way. As long as we live outside canon, everything that happens will technically be real, but only conditionally. There are certain crucial events inside canon which must happen in order to continue to prop up the legitimacy of events here on Earthsea, and you specifically, John, have a responsibility to make sure those events take place. And I take it that means going back and killing Lord English? Yes. His defeat is the keystone to this entire continuity, much like his life in some sick way governed the overall design of the bridge which that keystone was holding up. But without it, all of this falls apart. Everything we've been through, in a way that's impossible for a single mind to fully comprehend, becomes retroactively discredited. Isurani, one of my oldest and dearest friends. Hello. Chat, cover your ears again. Uncover in 30 seconds. Isu, please. The shield is keeping me in. Please. Please, I had it built to keep out the riffraff, but it's keeping me in and I want a pizza. So bring me a pizza, slip it through the shield. The food can go through, but I can't. On this page. I forgot. So, reality will be destroyed or something? Hasn't that already sort of happened? I mean, when all the black space started cracking? No, this consequence isn't physical, or even a disruption of the timeline. It's more of a conceptual unraveling. If you miss the chance to authenticate canon events, something will take place that's a bit difficult to describe, but I've encountered a term for it. It's called dissipation. Like a notional fading, as if something, somewhere, is undergoing a process of forgetting. And we are what is being forgotten. All ideas, people, and their full potentialities, possible outcomes, and their specific unfolding, all these things live inside conscious frameworks. The further removed we get from the authentication of canon events, the less relevant they become, and they slowly fade from the conscious frameworks which kept them stable. Make a theatrically startled expression. Okay, I guess we don't want that to happen. Or unhappen. Whatever. So I just retcon poof back to English and start, like, brawling with the dude? Don't be ridiculous. You wouldn't last a second. You'll need a team. Also, you don't want to just dive headlong into a battle with this hulking adult form. That would be tactically foolish, and furthermore would skip over some very important steps needed to authenticate canon. Like what? I mentioned that English's defeat was the keystone to the continuity, but this is an oversimplification. Oversimplification. Yikes. Well, we sure as fuck wouldn't want to simplify anything. John, please. Don't be a bitch. I'm unwell, remember? Sorry. The true keystone, which is a necessary component of his defeat, is the juju. The house-shaped object you stuck your hand into to gain your retcon powers. Oh, yeah. While empty, it resembles a gap, like a hole in cannon, whose only purpose is to be filled. In serving that purpose, it grants one with the radical cannon-altering powers that would be needed to fill it. Once filled, it becomes solid, no longer a gap, but a serviceable, load-bearing wedge in our continuity, like a keystone. And once delivered to English and directed his way, it empties itself again, releasing its narrative-bridging payload. It functions as a weapon, and in some manner will bring about his demise. In some manner? It's a complicated artifact, as old and unfathomable as anything else in Paradox space, like the Green Sun or English himself. Don't worry about it for now. The important thing is that, in the due course of your travels, you end up loading and unloading this weapon. How am I going to do that? Once you set things in motion, it should just happen naturally through the narrative momentum of your journey. I'm really just warning you about it, rather than instructing you. Okay? Thanks? You're welcome. Rose looks at her phone. You recognize Kanaya's distinct typing style on the window. Rose's thumbs begin to fly across the keypad. She continues to text as she talks. So, if we're going to go back and kill him in the time to authenticate canon, I guess we have to get going soon. Like today? Yes. Are you sure you're actually up for a fight, though? No offense, but you're looking a little worse for wear. I'm not going. Oh. None of us are. Only you. What? But you said... John, this is the victory state. What the hell does that even mean? When we went through that door and passed beyond the threshold of canon, we effectively retired from bearing any responsibility for influencing canon events. We've all been sort of decommissioned as active players on the cosmic stage, with severely diminished relevance attributes. All of us except you, of course, since you've retained your retcon abilities. Okay, I get that. Kind of. But couldn't you all just come along anyway? We could, but it wouldn't serve any purpose. It wouldn't plug up the remaining dark spots in canon. You'll need a group of active players, those still stuck inside the stream of canonic karma. Who? Nothing too extravagant, just different versions of us, younger versions from a particularly dysfunctional impasse in our journey. I can point out the exact moment in canon you should be disrupting, and how you should disrupt it. In fact, I've already written it down to spare you the trouble of remembering. Bro, she's just speaking gibberish to me. Yup. Rose leads you back inside and retrieves a letter from her desk. She hands it over, still typing one-handed on her phone. She sits down and you read the letter. Huh. Is there anything confusing about my instructions? No, I remember all this. Shouldn't be a problem. It's just weird to think about revisiting this. It seems like an eternity, like we were all completely different people back then. I assume we are all still fundamentally the same bunch of losers. Rose is ultimately right about that. The way she is about most things. You continued to scan the letter and grimace slightly. Should I really punch her in the face? I felt kind of bad about it last time I did that to someone. Yes. You should. You absolutely should. And must punch her in the face. You exhale and turn the paper over in your hands. The other side is blank. You flip it back over, having fully processed the instructions drafted in the polished purple handwriting. You know, you like how Rose still writes in purple after all these years. Some things never change. Why is there an epilogue? I don't know! Alright. This seems straightforward enough. I mean, aside from the part where we all have to fight an invincible monster. He isn't entirely invincible. He'll be vulnerable to Dave's weapon. I believe other gambits should present themselves as well. I don't think it would serve the mission well for me to tell you exactly how it will go, but at least I can offer this bit of encouragement. If you follow my instructions, English will be defeated. It is an absolutely essential outcome, and essential, if you'll remember, is the word we should be using instead of good. Yo, Gambit. Oh, mon chéri. I see you're advising we go after him when he's young. I guess that makes sense. Go get him before he gets all big and strong. Like, kind of a surprise attack? Sure. That dude sucks. He was taunting me a while back. Like, I think he wants me to come fight him. Anyway, I just ignored him, obviously, because I'm not a stupid idiot. But I guess today will be his lucky day. You take a seat next to Rose on the couch. Examine your friend. I'm going to assume by English they mean British people. Yes. All of them. Her eyes are closed and her hands are folded in her lap. She's not asleep, but she looks wasted. All the life in her has been sucked out through a straw. Like she is insubstantial. When you were kids, you always thought that Rose Lalonde had all the answers. That she could fix any problem with a wall of text and a witty rejoinder. You guess that much about her hasn't changed. She's still trying to solve the problems you all left behind. You can't believe how sick she looks. How did this happen to her? What is that? Bro, this YouTube video fucking sucks. This video sucks. Hold on. Fuck this. Get a different one. Alright, the best of classical music. How about this one? Yes. Yes, Queen. Yes, Queen. Oh, I do have a piece of tape on my sock. Yeah, you're right. What is this? Oh, it's from my rug. Uh-oh. I didn't get OBS back up. Hold on. There we go. Was there tape on your rug? Because I just bought it. It was a tag. It was a label. I bought it for my giant palatial estate. Okay. I should probably get going and let you rest. We can talk about it all when I get back. I'll fill you in on how it went. Hopefully you'll be feeling better by then. Oh, yeah. Is something wrong? Rose opens her eyes and looks at you, but she says nothing, just looks. I'm not scared if that's what you're worried about. You already said that we're going to defeat him, so nothing to fret over, right? Yes, you... Something flickers through her eyes, almost too quick to catch. When she smiles at you, the music is extremely loud. I'll fix that in a second. We're almost done the chapter. You're going to do great. Rose slides her arms around you. After a while, she releases you from the embrace and gets up to fetch her bottle of pills. She pauses at the bedroom door to look at you one more time. Goodbye, John. She closes the door behind her. Look at the letter. You run your thumbs along the edge of the paper. Is this really it? One hug from Rose and you're off to face your destiny? The instructions in the letter are clear, but you aren't sure precisely what to do next. Inertia and indecision keep your feet planted firmly on the carpet. Then, as if directly answering your quandary, your phone buzzes in your pocket. It's a text from Roxy. Read text. It sounds important. You get up to go without even thinking about it. You exit through the sliding glass door and leave it open behind you. Pills! We'll be back in one moment while I adjust the music. That was the end of Chapter 2 of the prologue, and now it is time for Chapter 3. But give me just one moment to switch the scene. There we go. Be right back. Everyone go and get a drink and use the toilet, as you were. Welcome back to my palatial estate. I, of course, got up to do a few things, adjust the music and whatnot. I have the food of the rich. A jug of water. You may think that this is... this is the drink of the poor, the peasants, but no, this is actually water from a thing. A golden lake! Yes! And this is crystal. And this is a delicious treat from a far-off land. Each one of these crisps cost $1,000. Cerveza Crystal! These are so expensive that they got 2 of the world's greatest actors known to man to advertise them. Aaron Paul and Bryan Cranston came back together from their famous roles on everyone's favorite television show, Breaking Bad, to advertise these wonderful, delicious treats. I am, of course, talking about popcorners. The Cerveza Crystal version of Homestuck would be John goes into the chest to retrieve his arms, and he reaches it and he takes out the Cerveza Crystal. Sorry, I'm kind of hungry. That and I just took 2 Tylenol, and you're not supposed to take that in an empty stomach, so now I'm trapped eating loud food on stream. Sorry. Such an honor to hear rich people eating. Would you like some of this? Oh yes, frogs, there's Betty Crocker. Fucking believe me, there's Betty Crocker in Homestuck. She's like one of the main villains. Would you guys care for some popcorners? I will throw it out the window for you. There you are, my children! One moment while I finish chewing. Nat said who? That is not Nat, that is a pigeon! Guards! Promote that man! Trickle down popcorn out. Trickle down popcornomics is really good. I like that a lot. Alright, let us continue. It's a beautiful day in the Carapace Kingdom. Just like it was in the human kingdom, and just like it was in Salamander Village. For whatever faults this paradise you've created might have, you don't hear as many complaints about the weather. You're sitting with Roxy and Calliope on a giant chessboard pattern tablecloth. It's a nice touch, you think. But if you spent any time shopping the Carapace Kingdom, you'd know most things you can buy here are chess-themed. Friendly Carapacians go about their day around you, passing through the park with their eyes politely averted as they pretend not to notice that 3 celebrities are having lunch on the grass nearby. It's extra polite of them, because you and Roxy are having a personal conversation. She looked alright, mostly just tired. At least, she seemed to have enough energy to babble at length about philosophical gibberish, and things about canon and such. Lamau, guess she just filled you in on all the ultimate self junk then. The what? The shit where she starts knowing everything and feeling bad. Oh, that's not the term she used. She just kept describing it as a condition. You haven't been feeling anything like that, right? What, getting to know my ultimate self? Yeah. Man, I barely got a hold of my basic-ass self. Yeah. She said she was the only one going through this that she knew of. Poor Rose. At least all that medication seems to be keeping her sort of functional. Roxy gives you a serious, sidelong glance. Remember that whole totally unprovoked spiel Rose gave you about substance abuse. She said it wasn't like that. I mean, she said it was under control. Well, what the fuck do I know? The only illicit substance I've ever done is lick that stupid trickster lollipop. Never again. Yeah, whatever. Can't say it's much my business anymore. Rose and I aren't as close as we used to be. You nod, sort of knowingly, because you're thinking about how you hadn't talked to Rose in ages either. Roxy gives you a quizzical look, but you turn away before she can draw meaning from it. Miriam's been keeping her real busy since they got hitched. They both vanished down the brooding caverns, and that was pretty much that. Only since she got sick and spent more time at home did we start talking again. It's been great, but our conversations have been a little bit upsetting. Here it comes. The thing you were trying to avoid thinking about the moment Roxy texted you. How you haven't talked to Roxy in ages either. You're having such a nice time ignoring that fact, too. Change the subject. So, are you and Callie still living at the same place I last saw? The one near the tower? You look towards the bell tower in the distance. It's a Gothic building so tall that it cuts a shadow through the midday sun. Thank you. Of course, as we all know, this is my in-house chorus, YouTube. I pay them real money and popcorners. Here you go! It's an important landmark in the kingdom. The tallest structure for miles around. The only way you can ever navigate your way flying here. Carapace architecture is otherwise identical, a reflection of their functional collectivist society. Popcorner blast! Is that a real fireplace? Yes. Yes. This is, of course, my real fireplace, with my shield around it. And that is, of course, my real window of my palatial estate. Yep. That's cool. It's a nice place. Yeah, I like it here. I've thought about it, but I'll probably never want to live in a different kingdom. Still feel most at home around the chess guys. Makes sense. That's about how I feel about the salamanders, which I realize actually makes no fucking sense. They lead simple lives. I don't really care for the chaos of human or troll cities. Neither do we. You watch Roxy smile and reach for Calliope's hand. Look away before you start dwelling on it. You start dwelling on it immediately, looking probably quite conspicuous with how quickly you whipped your gaze away. But seriously, what is up with their relationship? Is it romantic? Platonic? Can cherubs even have a romantic relationship? Are they even interested in it? Like on a fundamental level? Do their brains and hearts even work that way? Questions like this used to keep you awake at night. JPEG green screen crunch. No, no, no! This isn't the Ash. This isn't the fucking green screen. This is my shield to keep out the riffraff, and no, it does not keep me in, despite what the journalists might say. Also, I think Rami asked earlier what I think of Elon Musk. He's a right cunt. You look at them. At where Roxy's fingers are entwined with Calliope's green claws. Calliope is still wearing the Ring of Life. The same one you obtained at a ludicrous adventure through the traffic. The one, and then reobtained in a ludicrous adventure through Cannon when it was stolen from you. It's the same one that allowed Calliope to stop being dead in the first place and to come live with your friends here on your beautifully renovated home planet. It's the same one you gave Roxy all those years ago to fulfill a promise made to a very special new friend. At the time, the gesture felt so important. It felt more meaningful than any gift you've ever given. Like there was some grand emotional gravitas about it that signified something deeper than what it turned out to be. I've never been to Popeyes. Legitimately, that's not a bit. I think we have one. And it's like an hour away. Bro broke out the Popeyes biscuit no drink combo for these apples. You have in Canada? Okay. Yeah. They have them in Canada? Is this Ryan's story time? This is Homestuck Masterpiece Theater. I'm reading Homestuck in my palatial estate while all of my chat members are outside in the gazebo. You have since concluded you were just imagining things. What is the name of this song? YouTube? My dear YouTube. MX_M29 says, I'm so wet. Mods? You know what to do. You know what you were doing. You know what you were doing. You pervert! You've since concluded that you were just imagining things, ascribing symbolic meaning to gestures that they simply didn't carry, like the dumb kid you were. Tactfully avoid saying anything at all about Roxy and Calliope's weird, ambiguous relationship. Ah. So... But you can't stop thinking about it. What goes on in Roxy's head? She thinks about you. You and all your friends have dispositions affected by your classes and aspects. You think you know what that means in your case, but what about her? You can only speculate. Void is a place where things sink and disappear, where they linger forever but cease to exist. You aren't actually sure if your feelings for Roxy ever really faded, or if they just grew numb with time and distance. Is it the same for her? You search your soul for the answer but come up empty. The truth is, you suspect her mental interior is unfathomable. In fact, you feel sure of it. You wonder suddenly, watching her. This version of her, that is. The one with whom you share all those bittersweet memories. Will you ever see her again? Are you... Are you destroying the gazebo? Don't do that. Guards, fix the gazebo as they destroy it. That'll show them. Don't worry. The guards will constantly build you new gazebos next to the ruined ones. I'm nothing if not a pragmatic man. You're fine. You're fine. The rain will let up eventually. I looked the wrong way. The rain will let up eventually. There's windows over there, too. Sorry, I'm chewing. Guardzebo. All right. Back to it. Ahem. John. What? This is Calliope speaking, by the way. Please forgive me if I come across as impatient, but if we are finished with the pleasantries, I believe you have a choice to make. Huh? The choice as to whether you will go to defeat my brother or stay here. Have you decided yet? There's a choice? Calliope is smiling brightly, but Roxy's face has no expression at all. I was just assuming I had to go, because if I don't, then a lot of stuff will stop being real. Or, I mean, stop being canon? To tell you the truth, I'm a little confused about what will happen if I don't go, but it sounds like it will probably be bad. That may be so. We are not here to caution you about the consequences of your decision either way, but there is always a choice. Roxy and I merely wish to invite you here for a nice human picnic, or show our support for whichever decision you make. TBH, it's a relief to finally be doing this. It is? Mm-hmm. How much have you actually talked about this? I mean, how many people knew this was going to be a thing? Just us and Rose. Well, Dirk too, I think. She's been talking to me about it a bunch. And him too, but I don't know how much. He's got, like, thoughts about all that shit. But whatever, that's not important or even remotely surprising. Bottom line, Rose has been tormenting herself about having to tell you. I'm just glad she finally said it, so she can rest. Now it's up to you. Yes. Take all the time you need. Again, we aren't here to influence you. It's just very important that the decision come from your desire to go through with it, one way or another. Any tampering could taint the results. Taint the... Wait, what? So what it'll be, John? What'll it be, John, is what I meant to say. Some say Melisong went to, the cafe and never came back. If I've been missing Homestuck streams, or did he just decide to start on a later chapter? These little Homestuck epilogues, famously known as, hold on, famously known as the worst piece of Homestuck media ever. Mm-hmm. A chill runs through a chill runs through you and stays there. Consider the gravitas of this choice. If you look closely, there are little pieces of popcorners flying out of my mouth when I talk. I apologize. I hope it's not showing up on camera. Let me get a sip of my water here. You try, but you can't, because you weren't really prepared for it. You didn't think it was a choice at all until this very second. You think back to the way Rose looked at you before she went to bed. What if she told Roxy and she didn't tell you? The chill tightens around your throat and turns to fear. No, not fear. The feeling is worse than that. It's regret. You wasted your time here in this idyllic restoration of Earth. Why did you spend so much time alone, moping around the house mourning your dead father, who probably would have wanted you to get more enjoyment out of your teen years, as well as your unusually early retirement? There's so much you could have done. You could have even reached out to Roxy again. Maybe she was waiting for you to do that. Maybe your withdrawal hurt her. Maybe she was heartbroken, just like you kind of feel right now. You study her perfectly stoic face and conclude nothing from it. Her expression reminds you of how Dave used to look when you first met for real, before years of living with Karkat softened him up. Impenetrable cool. It's too late to figure any of this out now. You fucked it up already. Unless, of course, you choose to stay. Upon further examination, you realize Roxy's stoicism isn't cold. There's concern there. She's displaying restraint, keeping quiet while you make up your mind. You're sweating, you realize. Cold sweat. Even worse than the anime nightmare sweat you woke up soaked in this morning. John? You okay? Looked like you were gonna pass out there for a sec. Suddenly, Calliope bolts upright. Of course! What was I thinking? This decision is far too important to be made in an empty stomach. She fetches the picnic basket, which naturally has been sitting there on the tablecloth since the moment you arrived. Here. Before you choose which path you're going to take, you decide what you'd like to eat. I have packed a wide variety of provisions, easily enough to satisfy even the most ravenous picnic-goer's appetite. Behold, an array of savory delights for the carnally inclined, or perhaps something for your sweet tooth, if a lust for treats is what stokes your desire. Calliope produces 2 dishes from a basket and begins gingerly unwrapping them. The unwrapping is so ginger, in fact, that there's something almost dramatic about it, like the opening theme to that boring sci-fi movie with the monolith and the bone-throwing monkeys should be playing as she peels away the cheesecloth. On one plate is a pile of meat, rare, almost bleeding cuts from animals you can't identify. The other plate is a generous heap of colorful, exotic-looking candy. You scoot to the side and peek into the basket to see if there's anything else. There's a book in there, but no more food. That's all there is. Contemplate your lunch. You put a finger to your lips and focus on the food with great intensity. You stop fretting about choices and heartbreak and eternity and Lord English. Your entire world narrows to a single point of light as you are utterly consumed by the overbearing decision about which of these absurd meals to have for lunch: meat or candy. Meat or candy. The 2 possibilities pinball around your skull: meat or candy. It's a tough choice. On any other day, you might be inclined to simply follow the whims of your cravings, but no clear victor surges to the forefront of your mind. Either option offers a tempting means of sustenance. You know that meat will be rich and filling, and if you're honest with yourself, you haven't had the most robust diet as of late. You didn't even have breakfast. It's probably a good idea to eat something resembling a real meal for once. But you're no stranger to Calliope's tastes as far as carnivorous comestibles are concerned. You know every cut on that plate is rare to the core. It'll fill your mouth to bursting with juice, lie heavy on your stomach for hours to come as your body works to break down all the nutritious protein and fat. It might be tough to chew. It might be even tougher to swallow. Maybe the candy is the better choice for a picnic like this. Something that'll go down easy and fill you with bright energy as you pass the time with your friends. You know you need to just let go sometime and stop worrying so much about what other people expect from you. or what you expect, or what expect of you. Perfect. Perfect. Carboys. It's not a bad thing to enjoy yourself, just for the sake of pleasure. But eat too much of all, and all that sweetness could make you sick. Yeah, Clair de Lune. Famous. Is this not Clair de Lune? Oh, yeah, Gymnopedy. Gymnopody. Roxy and Calliope glance at each other in confusion as you deliberate over what to eat. You suppose it's taking you a while to choose, but each dish is appealing enough in certain ways. Each has its potential dietary drawbacks. You don't want to make a decision you can't stomach. Meat or candy, John? Meat or candy? You realize your breath, and when you realize you've been holding it in, you're being ridiculous. What's the sense of fussing over lunch? In the end, it really doesn't matter. In the end, it doesn't even matter. Dun dun! I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how. I helped them write that song. Just in case you were wondering. Whatever you choose, it'll all be flushed down the toilet tomorrow. Just go with your gut. Don't sweat the small stuff. There are much more important things out there to fuck yourself up over. Choose. Meat or candy. For meat, turn the page and read volume meat. For candy, flip book and read volume candy. Can we do a chat poll? I'm not sure how much more of this I'm gonna read. Yeah, if you want to do a poll, I don't know how to do polls, but sure. Yeah, you got a poll. Sure, I'll let you pick. I'll make one in the Discord. Hold on. Oh, is it just slash poll? It might just be slash poll. Nova, is that Tropical Rouge in Homestuck style in the art room? I think it is. Fucking candy? Really? Ugh. Hope Melly shows up soon. Alright, give me a minute. Can you read Paranatural instead? I wish. I wish. That was another concept for tonight's stream. I was like, I could just like, what if we like watched Homestar Runner or something and I just pretended? Welcome back to Homestuck Masterpiece Theater. We took a poll to see which side won. Candy won. So of course that means we will be reading meat. Because I'm rich and I get to decide what to do. And I fucking hate candy. Democracy! Epilogue 1. You're mad. I am. Because candy fucking sucks. This whole thing sucks, but candy's the worst. Meat was definitely the right choice, you think, as grease drips down your chin. The meat is cold and undercooked, so you have to grab it with both hands while you rend it apart with your incisors. It bursts in chunks, filling your mouth with blood, and your throat with mangled knots of gristle and long strings of muscle fiber. You take big bites, almost too big to swallow. So big that you choke on the meaty mulch and hawk some of it up into your nasal cavity. You sneeze out a gooey overflow. You stop for a moment to wipe your face, but your chin is still slippery after you wipe the mess away. Slivers of meat catch between your teeth as you masticate with bestial enthusiasm. Use your thumbnail to fish them out. Finish up. Some of the blood is coagulated on the surface of the plate. You grab it from Calliope and lick it clean. She watches you. Calm. Placid. Alien. Roxy has leaned forward to scrutinize your slovenly feasting, her eyes wide and intense. You stare back at them with your hands coated in unctuous organic matter and flecks of seared skin. The blood in your hands is so thin that it's like oily Kool-Aid pooling in your palm. Think suddenly about all the many horrible crimes committed by Lord English. God, that guy is the worst. The memory of his stupid face and his terrible art and all the abominable misfortune he has caused across multiple universes and timelines make your meal start to curdle in your stomach. The meat sits there like a big lardy mass, a black hole bursting the universe apart around it. You feel like rocks are churning in your gut, and your mouth begins to water hot and sour. The flavor of the afternoon air changes around you, and it's too hot, almost suffocating. You swallow back a mouthful of pungent bile as your eyes swim and lose focus. You know what you must do. I know what I must do. Of course you know. What kind of guy would you be if you stayed here, when you're the only one in existence capable of completing the grim task? A pretty shitty one, who just sneezed up a chunk of raw meat in front of a girl you used to have a gigantic crush on. I have to go back and kill Lord English. Oh, ba 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 ba. Freddy's coming to the gazebo? Freddy's outside? Freddy's outside? That can't be true. Holy shit! The fuck? Well, that looks bad. That looks bad out there. Alright, well, good luck. You sure? I think so. It'll probably be hard, but I think it's the right thing to do. Everyone's counting on me. Roxy pulls back and takes a deep breath. It's a very thin breath, and her bottom lip quivers a bit when she sucks it in. She looks disappointed. Though you could be misreading her as usual. Calliope looks... well, her face is permanently grinning skull. You'll be damned if you know what's on her mind either. I understand. No one says anything for some time. A pleasant breeze rolls down from the hills. In the distance, the bell tower chimes twice. You notice that a group of Carapacians have stopped to stare at you with beady-eyed fascination. The front of your shirt is stained with dark, slimy patches from the meat. Christ, why did you have to eat the meat like such a slob? So, is that it? Should I, get going? If this is your decision, then yes. There's no time to lose. If the choice you have made is to matter. Calliope closes up the picnic basket and stands. Roxy follows, taking Calliope's hand in hers again. Say goodbye? Okay then. Thanks for inviting me to this picnic. I guess I'll see you both when I get back? Neither of them reply. You look from one to the other, then back again. A loud belch escapes your mouth, catching you completely off guard. The gastrointestinal ambush releases an invisible cloud of chewed-up protein odor into the public park. The gross ball of muscle... What? Why? 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 Why is this written? Why? Who wrote this? Someone with a horrible fetish. Hug them, dummy. You hesitate a few awkward moments too long. When you go to hug them, they've already turned away, leaving you standing in the middle of the park alone with your arms half raised, cupping the air. It's so pathetic that the eavesdropping Carapacians finally scurry away, overwhelmed by their secondhand embarrassment. You didn't even know they could get embarrassed. Please don't read any more fetish parts. Okay. Oh yeah, and for that matter, take these away too. Now for Yakuza. Next game. You drop your arms and sigh. Time to get on with it. Before you leave, you fly back home and take one last look around the Salamander village. You breathe in the clean, crisp air, listen to the pipes chime, soak up the unfiltered sunlight, then head inside for a wipe down, since it feels like you've been making face-down snow angels on the floor of an ill-kept slaughterhouse. You head to your bathroom and wash all the meat off your face, but somehow you still don't feel that clean. An invisible layer of oil seems to cling to almost every square inch of your body, no matter how hard you scrub. You go to the bedroom desk and dig out some stationery. Write, Dear Roxy. You've never written a note so quickly, or with such clarity of heart and mind. When you're done, you write 7 more. Your hands leave grease stains on the paper. You leave 10 envelopes on your bed, arranged in a tidy circle with the names of your 10 closest friends written on them. Then, with absolutely no fanfare, you leave all of them and this idyllic world you've created behind and zap yourself back into canon. Chapter 2. Let me get a drink. I seriously think Melly is like... Oh, Melly just logged on to the minute I said that. Melly is typing. Melly is typing. Burp. I'm here, epilogue boy. Let us go see Melisandre. Let us give Melisandre a call. I'm putting you on speaker, Crab. I'm ready, they say. Oh, there they are! Hello? I can't even hear you. Oh, there you are.
Hello?
You're wearing a mask.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you? Okay, thank God.
Uh-huh. Hi.
Hi.
What's going on, guys?
I entered the cosplay contest.
Yeah, did you win yet?
No. Do you want a quick tour?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, we're good enough. Thank you for letting us in.
Oh, wow.
There's so many of them, I'm scared.
It's elaborate. Oh, wow. Holy shit. Oh, my God.
But a moment ago, Michael Guy Bowman. Oh, that's him. That's Michael Guy Bowman. That one Homestuck song guy. That's Michael Guy Bowman. This is the line for drinks. Hold on, I'm gonna show you the Mayor strawberries.
Okay.
Something just fell down my shirt, and I don't know what. I'm scared.
Oh, no
Excuse
reason.
me. Mayor berries.
Oh, my God,
Hi.
Mayor Berries.
This is. Oh, there's a Porum Sandy over there.
I see that. It's a spitting image.
I took a picture with it, obviously.
Obviously.
We're gonna take a look at the stage over here. I just almost tripped up. My heels are very high. They shouldn't be.
Bro, you didn't have to wear heels.
Those guys. We're going into the item shop.
Yes.
Watch the horns.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Excuse me. Wipes.
Wipes.
Hold on, I have to show you the best part.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Hi, excuse me. Hello, excuse me. Hi, excuse me. Right now, oh, they're taking more pictures for the cosplay contest. Excuse me.
Bunch of crazy.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Crazy people. Oh, there it is. There's the ball pit.
I've not gone in it yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Ball pit rules.
No piss sign.
Balls. 3 balls.
I don't know who that is.
Anime.
There's Miku's here.
Oh, there are Mikus.
I don't know who that is. Not Miku. They're making candy over here. Yeah. All the merch is that way.
Wow.
Excuse me. Thank you.
Wow, this is a
Yeah,
lot
sick
busy.
stuff.
This is busier than last year. Way
There's a
busier.
lot of people here.
Yeah.
Merch.
That merch. Those are shirts. Those are cute. I like those.
Women.
Oh my God, that's so cute. Oh no, is that Ikimaru?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Created for this event.
Oh no!
This is random stuff.
Oh, hey, look at them!
This is funny, guys. Duck for my horns again. Yeah. That's about it.
Wow.
It's pretty busy. It's pretty crowded.
Yeah.
Hard to find somewhere to sit.
That's fair. Well, thank you for sharing, Melly. I hope you have fun.
I hope you didn't have fun.
I didn't. I can't wait to stop and
I hope it
take
was
a
the
break.
worst. I can't wait to watch that back.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
Okay.
All right. Bye. Bye. Oh man. So for anyone who didn't know what that was Melly at the Requiem Cafe Homestuck celebration tonight. That was live. That's in California. I would have loved to have been there. I'm gonna be real with you. That would have been a lot of fun, but you know, California is a long way away. Long way away. Too far. Too far. I'm over at my desk. Hello. I don't have to read anymore. We're done. I don't have to read anymore. Just cut the stream here when you put it on YouTube. You want to see the bit? Do you want to see why this is the worst? Do you want to know why it looks terrible? Oh, no, I'll be back with the Cassie stream in like 2 hours. No, do you want to see why this looks horrible, guys? You ready for me to pull back the curtain? You're gonna love this. I like how some of you are like, oh, it's green screen. It's green screen. No. No, no, no. See, the only thing I could get on such short notice was this. You got it, Squiggle! It's a blue fucking tarp that I use to cover the Falcon when it snows. This is the Falcon tarp. I dragged it inside. I hung it from the ceiling. That's why it was glowing the whole time. Because the reflection doesn't get chroma keyed. Yeah, I tried. Look, this was my idea. I think it, all things considered, I think it was pretty funny, and I think you guys enjoyed it. But, yeah, this was my idea I came up with about 4 days ago. I was like, I could just, like, green screen out, make it look like I'm in a big estate. I was originally gonna read some of this, okay? And I was gonna have a camera behind me, but I couldn't find my other webcams. I couldn't find anywhere to attach the webcam, obviously. I don't have a second tripod. So I was like, well, how will I show the pictures? Then I had another idea. I was like, well, I could read the book and I could have like Nox scroll along and follow what I'm doing. And I was like, I don't want to bother Nox with that shit. Nox is busy. So I was like, well, you know what doesn't have pictures? Am I? Well, I didn't want to bother. It's Homestuck. I don't want to bother you with Homestuck. I was like, you know what doesn't have pictures and what's Homestuck related? The old epilogues. So I was like, I'll read the fucking epilogues instead. So, yeah, that's what we came to. I have this here, but I couldn't find a place for it. Hold on. Also, protect trans kids. I got this hat off Etsy. It's a nice hat. I like this hat. I wear this to car shows to piss off the old mans. There you go. This was my first piece of Homestuck merch right here. I got this at Anime Boston in 2014 at the What Pumpkin booth, believe it or not. I bought physical merch at the at Anime Boston. And then on the other side, it came with magnets too. I only have a few of them left. They've all disappeared, but yeah. I have a few other Homestuck merches. I have a Terezi, a little Terezi. I don't know where that is. I have the Mayor plush, which is currently somewhere else, so. It's my Alpha lunchbox, exactly. Rip what pumpkin? Yeah, rip? I don't know. Exactly. But yeah, this was the whole setup. Here, I'll take this down and let you guys see behind the curtain. By the way, these things, you know them, you love them. Fucking file clips. Oh my god, I just used them to clip them to the ceiling holsters, and by god, they work great. These things are so useful. And I only used like 5 of them, and it kept the thing up perfectly fine. Almost there. There we go. The illusion. It's broken. How sad. How sad, the illusion. But yeah, that's basically it for Homestuck. Chat isn't real, nothing's real. Now with the blue screen down, you can see all the all my fucking Kamen Rider merch back there. The Back to the Future shrine, you can see all my shirts and shit. The gateway's up there, hats. Back to the Future posters, you know, general stuff. Here's the computer setup, by the way, if you haven't seen the full view. I guess I haven't really shown you guys. I mounted those shelves up on the wall. And put my consoles up there, which works pretty well. You know, the shelves, the computer. Are you free now? Can you get your pizza? Yeah, the shield's down. Where's the Back to the Future shrine? It's out there. It's that shelf right there. It's behind another shelf. I'm currently in the process of cleaning the basement, so I can't exactly go out there and show you because it's a fucking mess. Platypus. No, that was a Google. That was a Webkinz Google, my friend. Right there. Ah! Ah! I'm surprised none of you redeemed that while I was reading. I really am. I was gonna be like, Anyways, oh my god, I found popcorn that I threw over here. Oh, that's another thing, Nox, is that I was about... I was gonna do that, Nox. I was gonna have, like, funny point redemptions, but I couldn't really think of any. Because I wasted all the time and set everything up in the last, like, 2 hours, but I was gonna have point redemptions that were, like... I was also gonna have, like, song requests on, but I was like... If I had song requests on, I knew you guys were gonna request shit that was gonna get the stream muted forever, so... Yeah. C'est la vie! Alright, I'll be back in about 2 hours with Cassie and Nox. And I think we're going to play... what's it called? Who's Lila? Is that what it's called? Penguin Nepeta? I think it's called Who's Lila. Yeah. We're gonna play Who's Lila. Yeah, I only just heard about it the other day. Oh, by the way, not to cut the illusion even more, it's not actually raining. That was all an illusion. That book's legit awful. It is. It's bad. Oh, not that. There we go. All right. I'll be back soon. Bye, guys. Have a good Homestuck day.